Hi, welcome to our Digital Yacht how-to video series. In today's video we're going to look at our SmarterTrack Lite software. Now this software is supplied with all our AIS products and is a great little program to get you started. Displays all the AIS information on the PC screen. Now this video assumes that you've actually installed the software already from the CD-ROM that came with the unit. So I'm just going to run the program now by double clicking on the icon. And the first time you run it, it will give you a warning just saying that the NMEA devices haven't been set up. But don't worry, we're going to set those up in a few minutes. I'm just going to hit OK to that. Then you get the disclaimer page. Now this disclaimer page is quite important. You need to read through that, but it's basically asking you to make sure that you use the software appropriately and the Navionics charts as well. So let's click accept to that. Okay, so setting up the NMEA ports, you go to configuration, and the two tabs here that you're most interested in are NMEA 1 and NMEA 2. Now the reason for the two tabs is that the program will work with two COM ports. Maybe you might have GPS connected on one of the ports and AIS on the other port, and you can set up the two tabs, one for GPS and one for AIS. Now sometimes you'll be using let's say a Class B transponder product, and that outputs GPS and AIS data together on the same USB port. So in that case you'll only actually have to set up one of these tabs. So if you had them on separate ports, you'd set up your GPS and you'd say, right, that GPS is coming in, let's say on COM3, and you'd select COM3. Now in the situation that I've got here today, I've just got all my GPS and AIS data coming in on the one COM port, so I'm going to just set up one of the tabs. So I'm just going to set that to none. Now it's not critical that we did that, but it's just good practice. It means the software is not looking on the COM port expecting to see GPS data on there. And then on NMEA 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set here the COM port that I'm actually using, and on my PC that's COM6. So I'm going to set that. On your PC it could be any COM port number, because Windows automatically allocates that number when you first plug the device in. So what you'll need to do is, if you're not quite sure what that COM port number is go to the device manager and look in the ports COM and LPT section, and there you'll see what COM port has been allocated to the USB interface that you've plugged in. Okay, so that's basically all the settings we've got to do. Just here it tells us that it's expected to find AIS data at 38,400. That is the correct baud rate. You don't want to select any of the other baud rates for AIS. It's always comes out at NMEA, they call it high speed HS, 38,400 baud. So we hit OK now to apply those settings, and what it's basically warning us is that those settings won't be applied until the next time we restart the program, and it just warns us that twice because we've made the two changes. So I'm just going to close the program down and wait a couple of seconds and then run it by double clicking on the icon. And this time you don't get the warning, but you do still get the disclaimer. And in fact you'll have seen in the background that things have started to happen, so I'm just going to click accept there, and sure enough you've got a whole series of AIS targets starting to be received now. You've also got the GPS position shown here, and that symbol there is your boat. So I'm obviously doing this demonstration from on land, but that is my actual position, and that would be your boat's position on your system. And the range rings here are automatically labelled with 4 nautical miles, 8 nautical miles, 12 nautical miles, and as we zoom in you'll find that those range rings, the scales on those will change appropriately. Now to move around you can pan around, so if we wanted to go towards Chichester for instance, we could double click there and it will centre on Chichester, and then double click back to where the boat is. If I want to zoom in, I can do that in a number of ways. I can either use the icons here at the top of the screen, and it zooms in and zooms out, or I can use the wheel on a mouse. If your mouse has got a wheel, you can use that to zoom in and zoom out. That's quite a good way of doing it. or you can use the page up, page down keys on your keyboard as well. Okay, so what does SmarterTrack Lite give us? Well, it gives us a great AIS display of all the targets in our region. You can see there's loads of sun sail boats out sailing today, and it colour codes the vessels. If you want to know what the key to the colours are, it brings up this screen here. So for instance, this turquoise target here is a passenger ship, and if we want to know more information about that, we can close that window and we can click on the icon and up comes. So it's St Helen. It's underway. It's doing 9.9 knots on that course. It's a passenger ship, and it gives you all the information about its size and IMO number and stuff. So, and down here it tells you the last update. So that was when it was last received a position fix from it. In fact, it's just got one there, and then it starts counting the number of seconds that have elapsed. Okay, so we close that. You get heading lines showing you which direction the vessel's moving in. The reason you get dotted lines on some and solid lines on others is because the AIS system supports both course over ground and heading reference, and that's why you're seeing this here. So here you can actually see that the heading is changing, and it's changing. This vessel is turning now to starboard, and the course over the ground slightly varies. That will be effect of tide. So in strong tidal areas, you'll see the course over ground line and the heading line. The difference will be quite a lot larger. So that really, in a nutshell, is SmarterTrack Lite. If you like using the software, then it is possible to upgrade to the full SmarterTrack software, and that has navionics charts. It has route and waypoint navigation facilities. You can download weather files, and a whole host of other navigation features and functions. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.